everyone, welcome to my channel. There's this gorgeous lot in Tartosa from my wedding stories that we have to build a vineyard villa on. There's no other option. The lot is only 30 by 20, so it's not a really big lot, but I did want to make this mostly house and just a little bit of front yard where you can see some grapevines and it looks streamless with the vines that are in the Sims world. I don't have any inspo that I've been looking at to kind of replicate, so I'm kind of just winging it as I go, but I've definitely been to Napa and Sonoma enough times to know what a vineyard looks like and how to get drunk at one, but mostly just like how gorgeous they are and the vibe that they give you when you're there. So trying to replicate that here. I hope I nail it. I've just created my first bump out. It's right there in the front, and there I added it to the second floor as well. So that is just going to give the front facing wall a little bit more like dimension, and then we can add some cool windows and different like wall decorations is kind of what it's labeled in The Sims, but you know, like flower beds and stuff that just give the house more personality. Here I'm using a half-gabled roof. I wanted it to look like this was a newer addition to the house, so this is going to be like the entranceway and it may be like a sitting room or like a mud room, but because this is a vineyard, we'll have some racks of wine or nectar as we call them in The Sims. And yeah, I just want it to be a cute entranceway basically. It's not going to serve any purpose other than being cute. And here I've created like a pergola awning with the fence tool and just deleting all those little foundation pieces. That was one of the first things that came to my mind when I thought vineyard. And another thing that I don't normally do, but I really wanted to do it for this build, is creating a sunroof. And I wanted the sunroof to like come up through the like main roof and look like an attic room. But what we'll do is we'll remove the flooring in that room so that the light comes through the sunroof, through that third floor, and it hits like the bedroom or whatever is in the second floor. And I ended up messing with this for way too long, but I wanted it to be the perfect size so that that very top attic room that sticks up through the main roof, it doesn't like overpower the actual main roof, so it can't be too big. It has to kind of be this perfect size. So I'll keep messing with this for a little bit more. So this roof section is going to be the sunroof, and you use the glass tile in the roofing section, and then I removed the floor in that attic bedroom, and so you can see the light is now like streaming in into the second floor. I'm just trying to get an idea of how I want this back patio to look. I ended up going with the fences from Island Living. Even though that's a tropical world, I thought it looked very rustic and it would match the vibe of our vineyard. Next, I'm going in with the spandrels. I'm trying to make this only outline the pergola awning that I've created, but it didn't want to do that because it wanted to auto clip to the rest of the fencing, so Sims can be annoying like that sometimes, but we got there eventually. And of course I went with the go of all doors. I use this door literally all the time, every build, no matter what type of architecture. And it's from Cottage Living, and it's just so nice and rustic and huge, and I love it. And then we open the can of worms that is windows in The Sims. It's just such a journey. If not, the hardest part of The Sims is the windows, or carpet, or cabinets possibly. I don't know, they're all hard, but I end up like changing these windows at least 3 times, so don't fall in love with anything you see right now, it will change. I knew I wanted an indoor-outdoor feel in the living room or in the bottom floor, so I wanted to add these like archway windows that are open, there's no glass, but in order to add them, because they're so wide, I had to widen that room, and so that threw off the roof and the sunlight, so I had to adjust everything, and eventually I'll get back to windows, but I had to fix this first. I'm really going all out with the variety of different windows because I just wanted this house to have the most character, and windows really are just like the eyes of a house, I feel. So I like how there's some that are fully open, like these shutters on the side. And even that archway that will go from like the kitchen to the back patio is open, and it just feels more like lived in that way. And then for the roofing, I'm using the Snowy Escape tiles. I really love it in this color. I think it looks super cute, and it's gonna go so well with all the greenery and the natural tones that I want to make the exterior. And I'm gonna start off with everything as one color. This is just like I think it's a base game brick, but I'm gonna add more textures and different colored wallpapers to the outside to kind of change it up and give it some variety and some character. This color is from the new Riviera Retreat, and I'm really loving this. I think it's in the brick section, but it really looks like stone in a way. I don't know. It also kind of looks like plaster, so it's a vibe. I'm creating one more bump out downstairs for the common area like bathroom, and I'm using this half gabled roof to cover it. I'm using Alt and just holding down Alt to adjust the windows so they don't like auto set to the grid that's on the wall. I decided to use the brick from Horse Ranch for the bathroom bump out because it matches the columns in front of the entranceway. And then I played around a little bit with different foundations, but I ended up choosing the foundation from the Castle expansion pack. I loved how like that tone of stone goes with all of the earthy tones that I'm using on the exterior. I'm so excited about this. These little Juliet balconies are base game objects. They're so cute. I feel like they go so perfectly with all the exteriors. I feel like I normally avoid them because they're so bulky, but this like back wall is just like the perfect space for them. It was hard to find a trim that was perfect for this house, but I ended up using the Castle's exterior trim, and I feel like it was the most cohesive out of all the options, and I really like it. I'm finally done with the windows and I'm going to start focusing on the interior, but before I do anything crazy, I'm going to place the stairs first because I want to make sure that the stairs work before I create an entire layout for the house. I always knew that I wanted the entryway to just be like a mudroom or a sitting room, so I went ahead and made a wall there. And then I was considering creating a hallway that goes all the way down from the entryway to the bathroom, and then like kitchen would be on the right and the living room would be on the left. But then I thought like that hallway's taking up so much room, so knock down that wall and just have a bigger living room. And I'm using the archways from Horse Ranch, and I'm just checking outside to make sure that that lighter color wood somewhat matches with the rest of the lighter wood. I was messing around with this railing for a while. I didn't want any railing that had like really bulky posts, and I didn't think I wanted wood either because I didn't want it to be very like Horse Ranch. I wanted it to be a little bit more elegant than that. So I chose these railings from For Rent, and I think they're metal. They seem like they are, but they match the stairs really well. And then I'm bringing in the same color from the Riviera Retreat into the entranceway. So that room will have the same wallpaper inside as it does outside. So it's a very like indoor outdoor vibe. And then in the living room, that is like a lime washed wallpaper that I'm obsessed with. And then in the kitchen and bathroom, that is the brick that I initially used on the exterior of the house. The wood flooring, I think, is base game. It's just like a very smooth, like no hardly any detail type of wood flooring, which I liked. And then the flooring in the kitchen is from Riviera Retreat, and then again base game for the bathroom. And I'm going to carry all of those floorings and wallpapers up to the second floor. I'm just anchoring my sunroof to make sure that I don't cut it off with any of the walls downstairs. So I've just divided the upstairs in half almost, and the side with the sunroof will be the bedroom. The whole upper floor is really just the master bedroom and the ensuite bathroom, and I was struggling a little bit trying to figure out how to create the layout for this bathroom because I wanted to maximize the space and make sure it was like a nice big bathroom, because I envision that the person or the sim that lives here is the owner of this vineyard, and you know, they might not have like a huge family, but they have a huge bathroom. And we're finally done with the build mode, so we're about to go into furniture and get crazy. These counters are from Country Kitchen, and I love the way they look with this wallpaper and the flooring. I thought, yeah, it works. And also this fridge and stove is also from Country Kitchen. This is just a Country Kitchen overall, through and through. But these cabinets are a mixture of Country Kitchen and the For Rent pack. The two wood swabs are just like really close to the same color, and I wanted to change it up a little bit. I was also really trying to avoid this pink mug that is hanging off of one of the cabinets, so I tried to hide it on the fridge by like putting it right above the fridge, and I just didn't like the way that looked, so I ended up changing it up, and the mug is there for everyone to see. And again, I'm using Alt, and I'm holding down Alt to adjust the cabinets the way I want them to the height, because otherwise it will just auto clip to a certain grid in the wall, and I hate that. So use Alt when you build. I don't know why, but I always try to use this rug and it just never works out. But I just really want like a large jute rug. Like, can I get that, please? And I settled with this little rug. I forget what pack it's from, but usually it's a little bit of an awkward size and I can't use it. So I'm very happy that I could use it in this kitchen. And I brought in this light, which is from the base game. It's super ugly, but it works in this kitchen, so I just kept it. Curtains in The Sims have been getting better. I feel like every single pack has better and better curtains because the base game curtains are horrible. And so I've got some new packs and I'm just trying out the different curtains to see what they look like. The kitchen curtains are always a little hard because you don't want them to like get in the way, and it needs to also be like a functional kitchen. So I'm trying to just test out some things and see what's good. But I ended up going with the curtains from Island Living, so from Sulani, which is kind of surprising because I don't normally use like those curtains, but they work really well. And I like how it's like very open and airy, very homey. So kitchen is basically done. I'm just adding some little clutter items to make it look more lived in and realistic. I don't normally add like a ton of clutter, but lately I've been going kind of hard and I like it because it seems so much more realistic, and it's fun to think that like your Sims can use the clutter items and they can go grab an apple from the fruit bowl, or they can pour themselves something from the kettle. I mean, we have functional kettles in The Sims, but they're not as cute as the clutter items. So I ended up using the fireplace from Horse Ranch. Again, that brick just matches like the exterior brick colors, so I love that. And then I just got Industrial Loft, and that white couch is from Industrial Loft, which I'm obsessed with it right now. I'll probably be sick of it very soon, but I had to go with it. And then there's this little ottoman, I think it's from Island Living, and I wanted to use it as like a side table because I love how small it is, because these couches from this pack are very petite, let's say. And then look, like these side tables are just massive compared to that side chair. So I was thinking about using the ottoman, and I ended up going with a small round table that has a low profile. It's actually a base game object, which is super surprising because it's super cute. I use it all the time and I always assumed it was like from some expansion pack. Going through the rug options is always a can of worms. It's hard and it shouldn't be this hard, I feel, but I didn't want something that looked like a shag rug. I wanted something more low profile, and I kind of liked how the patterns on this rug from, I think that's from For Rent. I kind of like how they were turning out, so I just ran with it, but I end up choosing a different color from those swaps. I have no idea why I always reach for like the largest and most expensive speaker whenever I build, and I'm gonna stop doing that because the small speakers are where it's at now. I actually think that's probably behavior from playing the first Sims and the second Sims and the third Sims. Like, you didn't want your speakers to break because they were always playing music, and so they break so easily. So the most expensive speakers broke less, and they're like also the biggest speaker. But now we have cheat codes, so we don't have to worry about that. And then working on the downstairs bathroom now, I went with the same counters as in the kitchen, just added a I don't even know where that toilet's from. Maybe it's Base Game, but keeping it simple and cute. Now focusing on the entryway, which is just going to be like this little mudroom slash sitting room. I'm obsessed with this table. It's in the shelf category. I have no idea why. They call it a floor shelf, but aren't all tables floor shelves? So yeah, that's confusing me, but it's super cute. I thought it went so well with like the color of the walls and just everything. And then I threw in a couple sculptures, and I'm just trying to figure out like what plant looks the best with it. Obviously, we have to have our wine racks. This is a Vineyard. Those barrels were like a little bit too aggressive for me, so I ended up taking them out and just sticking to like the straight up wine rack with a couple like loose crates at the floor of it. I thought that was super cute. And then ideally, like, you could put your actual bottles of nectar in the wine rack, but I don't know, it's just looking a little bit like off that way, so I removed the usable wine racks. And then trying to find some permanent lighting. I wanted to keep it rustic and yeah, nothing too modern in there. I had to move those wine racks out because I just remembered that I'm obsessed with this chair, and I never use it in my living rooms because it doesn't look comfortable, even though it's super cute. And I just felt like this room was perfect for it because no one's actually going to sit in here. So it's just for, you know, looks. But the chair is from high school years, and it's so funny because I got that pack just for like the new world, but they actually have a ton of cute furniture, and it actually makes me want to have teenagers in my Sims family. Like, usually I won't have teenagers or kids. I'll just have pets, but this makes me want to have teenagers because I want them to have like cute thrifted furniture and go to the thrift stores and get boba tea. So I like that expansion pack. You should get it. Again, I really want to use this rug, but it just never works. So removing that, and I'm using this circular rug. It is from Laundry Day. And just adding some finishing touches to this room, almost done. So on to the main event, we are going to create a vineyard. I was like really overly optimistic, thinking that I could just throw up some fences and then like minimize a tree and it would look like a grapevine. It didn't. So I had to go into the debug menu. I'll show you all the cheats I use. So make sure to screenshot them or write them down. Testing cheats, space true, bb dot show hidden objects, bb dot show live edit objects. It's a game changer. And then go into the debug menu. It is massive. You're going to get lost in there. So go wild. I found this really cool gate. It's like half open in the debug menu. I decided to use that because I just love the way it looked half open. I don't know if my sim can walk through it. I'll have to test it out later. And I'm just looking for a fence that is like very, very thin and flat. So nothing that is as thick as what you normally see in like the fencing category. This one was perfect, this wooden fence with like some already pre-made vines on there. And so I took that and then I experimented with a few different plants that could potentially work. But yeah, it took me a while to get to the finished product. I'm using the look of the vineyard that's made in the Sims world outside of the lot as inspo, and I found these like vines from the debug menu, and no matter how I lower them, they won't go low enough. So I'm gonna go into the basement level and build a wall to like anchor them, and then I'll just bring it up doing Control 9. Control 9 brings things up, Control 0 brings things down. And then I decided that I like the look of these more. They're not even in the debug menu. I mean, they are, but they're in the regular build mode menu as well. I feel like they look like grapes, so I ran with it. Now I'm just seeing my options with the debug menu. There's so much in there and it's so easy to get distracted, but I'm just looking for some fences because I want it to match the look of the gate, or at least somewhat. So I chose these fences. I think that may be from Horse Ranch debug. I thought it looked very rustic and it worked. And then I got sidetracked. I saw this like stone. I don't know what it is, but it gave me an idea and I wanted to incorporate some type of like rocks into the backside of the house. Since there's not enough yard to really do like a landscape backyard, I wanted to somehow make it more seamless with like the outside of the lot. So I grabbed these debug big rocks and I'm thinking that I'll make the back patio kind of like have a rocky terrain around it. You have to place them in the basement and then just raise them up because these rocks are so massive that when you size them down all the way, they just won't sit where you want them on your like ground level. So I went in the basement, raised them up, and then I would just check on the ground level to see like where they came up at. And you got to do that a couple times until you get it right. I finally have my rocks how I want them, so now I'm going back to my main focus that I got distracted from, which is the vineyard. This build is the perfect opportunity for me to use my favorite trees in this game, the cypress trees, and I also threw in some shorter palm trees. Adding in a pool to my back patio, I am going to pretend that it is an infinity pool, but the pool trim is from the Castles pack, and then this grill is from one of the new expansion packs, I believe Riviera Retreat. This is a base game table, and then I grabbed some chairs from the My Wedding Stories. I ended up thinking that that grill was a little out of place in this, environment. So I took it out and I added this grill. It's just base game, but I just feel like it's just got the vibe that I'm looking for. And I'm trying to figure out the placement for this banana tree that is from Courtyard Oasis. Everything in that pack is really, really cute. It's the perfect stuff to decorate your pool area or your patio area. I definitely recommend getting Courtyard Oasis and Riviera Retreat. I don't know why, but outdoor nighttime lighting has always been so important to me whenever I build. I just feel like I love being outside at night in the summertime, and having like some cute dim lighting is such a vibe. So I made sure that everything is set up so that my sim or your sim or whoever's sim can have a really good time out here. I think everyone and myself are obsessed with these stepstones. They came with the Riviera expansion pack, and you can find them in the rug section with all the other furniture, all the other rugs. It's just so cool because I hate using the paint terrain feature. I feel like it's so hard to get it right and it never looks like 100% good. So it's nice to just be able to like place this thing down and it looks good. All right, now it's time to furnish the master bedroom. I'm so excited about this. I already know like what kind of look I want to go for. And for the curtains, I wanted something really airy, really light. And I went through a couple different options, but I landed on these curtains from Island Living. It's a mixture of like the tied up version and the left down with like the knot in the middle, which I thought was super cute. And then the bed and end tables are from the For Rent packet. I'm obsessed with those lights. Those lights are actually from the For Rent pack. So cute. And I love how the sunlight is just like letting light come down into the room, and yeah, it's so cozy. I want to live here. Now we're starting on the bathroom. I found the perfect place for my shower, which is that little 1x1 nook in the corner. And the bathtub I'm using is from the Seasons pack. Starting in the hallway, I'm using the bookshelf from Discover University. I switched it out a couple times. I was trying to see what I like best, but I think the Discover University bookshelf is what I went with. I just sized it down one. And then that little sofa I just placed, that is from the Book Nook pack, and it's so cute. I love how like low profile it is. And then speeding through this, I messed around with several different options for like different tables and, you know, decorations, whatever, to fill this like kind of empty space that is the hallway. I'm considering some different options for the chimney. I wanted to include it because I love the special effect that it has in live mode. It's like actual smoke comes out of it, and I just love like anything that has movement in my builds. But yeah, then I was messing around with having a half wall that would potentially like cover up some of the chimney. I think I ended up removing it though because I just thought it looks more simple and like real with just the chimney. Now I'm going in with the corbels. You can find them where there are flower boxes and shutters in build mode. But yeah, I just thought that these were perfect for this build and they would add that extra like bit of detail that I was looking for. It did take forever to place them, and if you don't use Alt when you place them, they look like not great. So yeah, here's me being patient and just like going through and taking my time, but it was not like the most fun I've ever had. Now I'm just adding some more details to the siding of the house. This little wall didn't have a window, so I thought it was a great place to add some plants that are seemingly growing up the side of the wall. And then I found this vine in the debug menu, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect for my vineyard. So it's officially finished after I add these vines. I love how I started this vineyard like so long ago, got on so many side quests, and finally, now I'm finally finished. And I'm just bringing some of those same trees throughout the sides of the house and towards the back. And I almost forgot to add some greenery to our pergola awning that we created. This is going to be the last final touch that just gives the vineyard that vineyard feel. Alright guys, that was super fun doing this build. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you use it. And there's me just checking out to see if the fence worked. It did work. And then I went in to make some dinner, I guess. And why is this me in real life, like not knowing how to cook and checking my surroundings to make sure no one sees? It wouldn't be a proper move-in day without catching on fire, but luckily the house didn't burn down. I didn't have any fire alarms or anything installed, so I had to extinguish myself. And then I went upstairs to take a bath and wash off some of this nastiness. I was still super hungry since I almost died cooking myself food, so I ordered some food. This guy with really rosy cheeks delivered it, and I made sure to tip him. And then I was finally able to do some yard work, watering my vines that aren't real vines. I planted a potato, and so I could water it. And then I took a dip in the pool. I got a little cold. And have a great day, guys. Thanks.